Good morning, dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are good, safe, and healthy at home. Yes, dear students, I, Munish Yadav, PGT Economics from Suraj School Bhiwadi. Again, we are here to discuss some new important topics from chapter 2. So, yesterday we have started our chapter 2 and the chapter name 5-year plans in India, goals and achievements. So, dear students, successfully we have completed yesterday about the directive and comprehensive planning. So have a look for the previous topic. So we have started with the economic planning, and economic planning means to divide the economic resources, to use the economic resources according to national priorities. अपनी country की priorities के according resources को use करना ही economic planning है. So why we need in India economic planning? Yesterday we have completed that our economy was very backward, stagnant, low GDP, low growth. That's why we need some plan to restart it again. So yesterday again with the need we have completed directive and comprehensive planning also. Directive and comprehensive planning, beta, both are very important. Planning in directive only market forces control the decision making parts of the country. It means there is no role of government. Okay, and in comprehensive both will be there, both will be visible, government as well as market forces. It means uh, directive shows the market economy and comprehensive shows the mixed economy. Okay, so today we are going to start our new topic, and you all are very uh, well known about this topic because in 11th class microeconomics chapter 1 we have completed this. So types of economies. So we know there are the three types of economies: capitalist, socialist, and mixed economy. So have a look here. Yes, first is capitalist, second socialist, and third is mixed. Same. So start with the capitalist economy. Capitalist economy means it is that economy in which producers, individuals, all are free to decide what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Okay, they are free to decide. Or this market is controlled by market forces, demand and supply forces. There is no role of government. So what are the features? Have a look. There is a private ownership of the means of production. It means all the production units started or run by the private individuals. Okay, means of production are used in a manner such that profit maximization. It means the main purpose of these producers in the capitalist economy is to earn maximum profit. As you know, the role of government largely confined maintenance of law and order. It means there is no control of government over production units. Government only control the law and order. Okay, so these are the features of this economy. Now what is the merit? So simply here is a merit. uh, it means capitalist economy promotes the self interest. Self interest means खुद कमाने का इंटरेस्ट. ओके, प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन जीडीपी ग्रोथ को एक्सलरेट करती है. ओके, जब हमें पता है कि ऑल द प्रॉफिट अर्न बाय एनी बिजनेस एंटरप्राइज और इट विल बी ओनली फॉर मी, ये मेरे लिए ही है, मेरी बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने प्रोड्यूस किया है, अर्न किया है. सो इससे ग्रोथ और प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन दोनों ही बढ़ते हैं बिकॉज नो वन इज़ पार्टिसिपेंट इन दिस प्रॉफिट. ओके, डीमेरिट्स. जब इंसान अपने प्रॉफिट के बारे में सोचता है तो इट मीन्स ही इज़ डिनाइंग टू थिंक और डिनाइंग टू डू द थिंग्स फॉर सोशल और कलेक्टिव इंटरेस्ट, यानी सोसाइटी के बारे में नहीं सोचता है. तो देर इज़ अ लॉस ऑफ और इग्नोरेंस ऑफ कलेक्टिव इंटरेस्ट. इट मीन्स सोसाइटी के लिए यहाँ कोई भी प्रॉफिट या कोई भी इनिशिएटिव नहीं है. पीपल आर थिंकिंग फॉर देयर ओन प्रॉफिट्स. ओके, सो दिस इज़ the demerit. And beta, when collective interest is not there तो it means it is a social injustice. ये society के साथ injustice होता है. So here are the merits and demerits of capitalist economy. I hope you understand. So now move to the next point, and the next is socialist economy. Socialist economy means it is that economy which is controlled by the government, and social welfare and collective interest is the main motto of this society. Okay, because it is controlled by the central authority. Yes, dear students, so have a look for the features. Means of production are collectively owned by the society as a whole. It means government is controlling the all production units. Okay. Next, means of production are used in manners such that social welfare is maximized. In the capitalist economy, the main purpose is profit earning, but here the social welfare is the main purpose, main aim of the government. And beta, there is a direct participation of government in the process of production. लॉ एंड ऑर्डर के साथ साथ गवर्नमेंट डायरेक्ट प्रोडक्शन में भी पार्ट ले रही है. ओके, तो हियर आर द फीचर्स. सो व्हाट इज द मेरिट? मेरिट मीन्स सोशल इकोनॉमी अचीव्स इक्वालिटी in the distribution of income. It means government producing goods and services for all the people, for whole society. So it is achieving, it is showing the equality, okay, and social justice. Clear? So what is the demerit of this kind of economy? It means the GDP is in slow process because main purpose is social welfare and there is no self interest, so people are not motivated to earn maximum profit, to motivate to earn maximum production. जब पता है कि प्रोडक्शन से जो बेनिफिट्स है वो सबको मिलेगा, किसी एक को नहीं मिलेगा, तो एवरीवन इज़ नॉट डूइंग देयर 100%, कोई भी अपना 100% नहीं दे रहा है. ओके, सो यहाँ जो हमारी इकोनॉमी है उसकी जीडीपी कैसी होगी बेटा? एज कम्पेयर कैपिटलिस्ट इट विल बी स्लो. Clear? So only simple demerits: lacking of self interest. Social interest is there but self interest is not there, and mainly people are highly motivated towards self interest. ज़्यादातर लोग अपने self interest की तरफ ही motivate होते हैं. So only simple demerit and merits are here. And the third one is mixed economy. So what is mixed economy? It is that economy which is controlled by private as well as public ownership for the means of production. ओके, इसमें दोनों हैं, गवर्नमेंट भी है, प्राइवेट इंडिविजुअल्स भी है. बोथ आर डूइंग वर्क फॉर सोशल वेलफेयर एज वेल एज फॉर द मैक्सिमाइजेशन ऑफ प्रॉफिट. सोशल जस्टिस एंड सेल्फ इंटरेस्ट बोथ आर अवेलेबल इन दिस इकोनॉमी. इंडिया इज अ बिगेस्ट मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी इन द वर्ल्ड. yes, so what are the features of this economy? Yes dear students, have a look for features. Yes, means of production owned by the private enterprise एज वेल एज गवर्नमेंट. गवर्नमेंट भी कंट्रोल कर रही है, प्राइवेट एंटरप्राइज भी कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं. इन द प्राइवेट सेक्टर प्रोडक्शन डिसीजंस आर गवर्न्ड बाय द प्रिंसिपल फॉर प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन एज वेल एज फॉर द सोशल वेलफेयर. ओके, प्राइवेट एंड पब्लिक बोथ आर प्लेइंग द सिग्निफिकेंट रोल फॉर द प्रोडक्शन एक्टिविटीज़. ओके, सो दोनों मोटिव यहाँ पूरे हो रहे हैं, सोशल वेलफेयर एज वेल एज मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट. ओके, सो व्हाट इज़ द मेरिट? मेरिट इज गिवन हेयर. The principal merit of mixed economy is combine the capitalist as well as socialist. दोनों इकोनॉमी को यहाँ साथ लेकर चल रहे हैं. सो सोशल जस्टिस, इक्वालिटी, प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन और सोशल वेलफेयर बोथ आर अवेलेबल हेयर. ओके, all the points can be visible. So the principal demerit that the government sector is often inflected with corruption, leading to the low level of inefficiency, productivity. It means corruption and inefficiency in public sector will be visible in this economy. Only this is the biggest demerit of mixed economy: corruption and inefficiency in public enterprise. Okay, so dear students, it's all about all types of economy with merits and demerits and their features. So now next point is very important, and a 4-mark question can be asked from this topic, and this is long period and short period goals of planning in India. Today we will discuss only long period and tomorrow we will discuss about the short period goals of planning. So what are the goals, long period goals of the economy of the in the country? Yes, long period goals means these are the common 5-year plans. So you can easily recall long period goals as a 5-year plans that every government has to fulfill with their time period, जो हर गवर्नमेंट को 5 साल में पूरे करने होते हैं. So what are the main points? Yes dear students, so move to the, yes, here are the long period objectives goals. The first is GDP growth. It means every government has to increase GDP growth, okay, by inputting government investment, it means public sector investment, और private influencing the private sectors. किसी भी सेक्टर को यूज़ करें, प्राइवेट को करें या पब्लिक को करें, बट द मेन एम ऑफ एवरी गवर्नमेंट और द प्लानिंग इज़ जीडीपी ग्रोथ. सबसे पहले जीडीपी ग्रोथ करनी होगी, जीडीपी को इंक्रीज़ करना होगा, क्योंकि जब जीडीपी इंक्रीज़ होगी तो पर कैपिटा इनकम इंक्रीज़ होगी. ओके, और लोग अपनी बेसिक नीड्स को पूरा कर पाएंगे. सो फर्स्ट इज़ जीडीपी ग्रोथ. Second is full employment. It means that employment is the second biggest objective of long period planning. Okay, so it means employment always be a participation in production. Second, it is show the social justice and self sufficiency, it is also showing. So self employment or full employment is the second important object of the long period planning. Clear? Which government has to fulfill. Yes. Third is equitable distribution of equity. Equitable distribution means the government resources should be equitable or rationally divided into all the sectors of the economy, primary, secondary, tertiary. It means the sector should be divided, the factors should be divided, or the distribution should be equitable. So there are the two things, equitable and equal. Equal means suppose there are the 100 units, तो 50-50 डिवाइड किया, that is equal. But equitable means it should be in the rational manner, जितनी ज़रूरत है उसके अकॉर्डिंग फुलफिल करना. It should not be equal but it should be equitable. Okay, ये तो ज़रूरी नहीं कि हर सेक्टर को इक्वली मिले, बट उनकी प्रायोरिटीज़ के अकॉर्डिंग उनको रिसोर्स ज़रूर मिलने चाहिए. सो इट मीन्स इक्विटेबल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ national resources, or equity means national resources, should be the aim of long period plannings. Okay, yes. The next is modernization. Modernization means adoption of new technology. Every government should start adopting new technology instead of the backward or old technologies, because modernization means new technology always helpful to increase the production capacity as well as per capita income. So adoption of new technology should be the next or important aim of the long period planning. Yes, and the last one is self sufficiency, which is very important. Self sufficiency means to grow सफिशेंट अमाउंट ऑफ फूड ग्रेन्स इन ओन कंट्री. अपनी कंट्री में फूड ग्रेन्स को सफिशेंट क्वांटिटी में प्रोड्यूस करना, सो दैट द नीड ऑफ एवरी पर्सन, एवरी सिटीजन ऑफ द कंट्री कैन बी फुलफिल. तो जो लोगों की ज़रूरतें हैं वो पूरी हो सके. इट मीन्स we should, our country should be self sufficient. It should not be based on or dependent on others country. हमें imports पर ध्यान नहीं देना है, हमें अपनी कंट्री में इतना अमाउंट जो फूड ग्रेन्स हैं, वीट, राइस, इतना उगाना है कि अपनी कंट्री के लोगों के लिए पूरा हो सके. सो सेल्फ सफिशिएंसी इन फूड ग्रेन इज़ द अनदर इम्पोर्टेंट objective of long period planning. So dear students, there are the main 5 objective of the long period planning. So once recap all the points. What are the important point? First is GDP growth. Government should increase the GDP for inducing the per capita income. Second, full employment. Full employment is the another part for the equity. And next is equitable distribution of equity. It means resource should be divided among the people in an equitable manner according to their priorities and needs. Next, modernization. Government should adopt the new technology for the production. Okay, it will save the time and cost also. And self sufficiency means government should take action towards increasing the that much of amount of food grain that should be fulfill the needs of every person of our country. Okay dear students, it's all about today. So dear student, tomorrow we will discuss about the new topic. So complete all the points in your fair notebook. Stay blessed, stay safe.